La muerte blanca.
Intel detected.
El potato.
Wow.
And this is obviously the best all directives open world build in the world. Behold, best friend. Long-range engagements work as mitigation because our enemies also happen to have damage drop-offs. But just to keep things relatively safe, let's add another 1 million hit points to our armor with the backpack talent. And if that happens to fail, you've got yourself another 200,000 armor per kill. The musical term for playing quietly or softly is called piano. As of right now, we're letting the video breathe. This build can do many things, but moving isn't one of them. No. You see, when you move, you lose that massive damage stack that is generated by the Sawyer's knee pads. But good news, everyone, this only concerns you when you're playing in legendaries. That's where you really need that damage buff. So you just take your dump truck of an ass, plant it somewhere, and you better have good line of sight because you're not going to move.
'Tis but a scratch. Your arm's off. No, it isn't. I've heard worse.
Intel detected.
Determined is a fairly balanced talent. If you're a beginner and you want to get into sniping, Determined is the talent for you. However, if you're a seasoned veteran of sniping, you will break the game with this talent, I guarantee you that. So it's time to break the game. Why even bother to aim? Quickscope everything, it's gonna die anyway. Miss a shot, who cares? There's no penalty. You just try again, fail better. Every shot you don't take is a shot that you've missed. First and foremost, if you're playing sharpshooter and you're not doing this with your TAC-50 rifle, you're missing out. A 1 in a million ultra rare collateral double doggo leg shot. Or perhaps the more casual juggernaut stopping one shot to the backpack kind of a shot. Not only is it so powerful that the first shot you shoot with it will give you full headshot stacks for 99% of the bolt action rifles in this game, excluding the Nemesis. These are some of the things that you can do with an anti-material rifle in this game. I highly encourage you to start using this gun. The Determined talent is damn good and it's a little bit too good if you ask me. I would put a penalty on if you miss a shot, this thing goes straight to jail.
Right to jail, right away.
For 15 seconds. So the only downside that I am aware of is that when you shoot a weak spot, the bullet goes straight into the enemy's head, which is not always a downside, but when it comes to like one-shotting a heavy gunner, it's impossible because the bullet will go straight into the head, right into that head. And because of this talent, also robotics now have heads, as in an EOD bot, drone, techno doggo, you name it. And the second White Death has a talent called Preservation, which will give you up to 20% armor regeneration over a period of 5 seconds. And no, you do definitely not need 15% expertise to make this build work. In fact, you need exactly 0, nada. A stock White Death with a scope will do about 24 million damage on a non-armored target, and will do 25 million damage to an armored target. The mod slots used in this build will be displayed now, and the attributes used in this build will be displayed now. The 2-piece hotshot is incredibly powerful because you can't get 30% marksman's rifle damage for any other 2-piece in the game. And let's just not overlook the 30% weapon handling because this means more accuracy, stability, and faster reloads and weapon swapping. And then Iraldi Holdings backpack for that sweet 10% marksman's rifle weapon damage, which is kinda crucial for any marksman's rifle build, right? Yes. And the Bloodsucker talent to add another 930,000 armor upon the existing 930,000 armor. And this piece will require some serious grinding, so if you're up to it, be my guest. Bellstone armor is chest piece with a headhunter and full reds. Everything is red. It's what the gamers call a unicorn, so I've heard. Optionally, you can just use a chain killer, which in fact used with an Iraldi Vigilance backpack and these knee pads is the absolute meta of how much damage a White Death can do. And then you've got Contractor's Gloves from Brandset Petrov Defense Group, which is LMG damage, but we're just going to go ahead and ignore that and look at the damage to armor, and this is what we want. This scales extremely well against enemies that have a huge pool of armor. These gloves give you almost 1.2 million damage per bullet. Sawyer's knee pads are absolutely great for the open world. However, in legendaries it's kind of like hard to master. When you have to know where to plant your ass before you need to know where your ass needs to be planted, like everything needs to be planned ahead, and like it takes a lot of brain power to play with these in legendary, to be efficient. Like anybody can play. I'm not saying that you can't play, but to be efficient, to be really efficient, you need the map knowledge to know where you're going to be, and then you need the discipline to not move. That's the hardest part for me. Okay, that went a little bit to the extremes of an unscripted rant. Let's move on. Alright, this is going to be some extreme long-range ASMR. The first thing that you do is you grab your TAC-50 rifle and you point it at a purple guy's head. And then you delete that head. By doing so, you will get full headshot stacks to your white death. And you can just go full ham regardless of how much health your enemy has, because you have full stacks. This is an extremely great way to gain experience while also getting better at the game without doing silly ass little exploits. Activate all the directives, call for backup, and snipe away. Sharpshooter specialization pretty much completely ignores all the directives because you generate ammo, you don't need pistol kills. On top of that, headshot kills give you extra XP, and may I mention that the talent Determined also gives you headshot XP even if you land a body shot. The really good benefit of Determined is to shoot enemies in the toes or hands or elbows, you name it, and there is no penalty. You just get to keep on keeping on. Now I do want to mention about this Determined trap. The game is going to play the game for you, and you might feel powerful, yet your skill never really grows because you're still shooting body shots. Just a little thought from a person, not a potato, but this person calls themselves a potato, so I guess whatever. You know, just avoid the trap, okay? Thank you. Thanks for watching. Had to draw this out to get to 8 minutes because I am now a YouTube celebrity. Thank you for the ad revenue. Leave a like or a dislike if this was indeed the worst build in the world. And don't forget to leave some hate mail.